Hi guys, Mark Wood here, Director of Instruction at Chichester Golf Academy and also World's Best Golf Destinations, and welcome to video number 3 in our chipping series. And today it's all about what clubs should you use around the green for chipping. So with chipping around the green, you could use a hybrid, any of your irons. I've got my 8-iron, pitch and wedge and 56-degree wedge as well, but you could use any of your irons. But a lot of the things depend on what lie have you got to chip with. So is it a nice fairway lie? Is it out the rough? Have you got a bunker to come over? Have you got a hill to come over? So I'm going to give you sort of 3 examples today of chipping around the green, what club that I personally would use and why I'm going to use it and what I'm looking for in the shot. So today we're going to start with a basic chip and run shot up to the flag. We've got nothing to go over. It's purely fairway before we get onto the green. It's only a few yards before we get onto the green and then it runs out to the hole. Now I've laid a towel down on the green which is going to be my landing area, and that's the first thing that you need to try and decide. Where do you want the ball to land on the green? Because if you can choose your landing area, that's also going to help you choose your club selection. Now if I chose a 56-degree wedge, and I'll go ahead and play it, if I chose a 56-degree wedge and I landed the ball on that towel, that's not going to be enough run out for me to get the ball up to the hole. So I'm going to get into my chipping stance. Land the ball on the towel, and you can see it's quite short of the hole. So the club that I would choose to play this shot with would be an 8-iron. It's very little loft. It's going to give me a lot of run out. Once the ball gets into my landing area, it can feed out to the hole, and you're always best to try and make your landing area as close to you as possible. The pros try and get the ball on the green as soon as they can and running up to the hole. So here we go. So this is the 8-iron. I get into my chipping stance. That was a little bit short of my landing area, but it's only finished a couple of feet short of the hole, so good chance of me to hold the putt there. Let's do another one, see if I can get it onto that landing area. That was better. So that's ended up nice and close to the hole. So for this particular shot, I would choose an 8-iron. I've identified my landing area, which is literally a couple of paces onto the green, and from there I can feed the ball up to the hole. So that's why I would choose an 8-iron on this particular shot. Let's have a look at another shot around the green, which you might choose a different club for that particular shot. So on this particular chip shot around the green, I'm standing on a slight upslope, nothing to worry about in the stance, so you wouldn't do anything different with your stance. But more importantly, you've got a slight rise up the hill there before you get to a flat part of the green. I've put my towel on the flat part of the green, and ideally that's where I'd like my ball to land. The last thing you want to be doing is landing the ball into the face of the slope, because you don't know how the ball's going to react and run out. Normally when you land it into the slope, it's going to kill it, and it's not going to let the ball release out to how you would like to see it release out. So I put my towel in my landing zone, which is the flat part of the green. And for that reason, I'm going to choose a pitching wedge for this one. So I'm going to have a couple of practice strokes. And using a pitching wedge is going to not give you as much rollout as the 8-iron, as it's got more loft on the club. So let's see if I can get this into my landing area. Perfect, right on my landing area and releasing out beautifully to the hole. Let's do one more. Again, always have a couple of practice swings to feel the amount of pace that you want to give it. Again, nicely into my landing area. It's a bit unfortunate that it kind of hit on the back of the towel and it kind of knocked it forward a little bit. Let's just do one more. So again, a couple of practice swings. Perfect. Hey, that was good. So you can see there, that's why I would use a pitching wedge. I want to take the upslope of the green out. I want to land it on a flat spot of the green, because I know that I'm going to get a consistent rollout on the golf ball, and that's why I choose a pitching wedge for that particular shot. Let's go and have a look at another chipping option around the green. And with this chip shot, I'm stood on top of the mound. There's a severe downslope before it gets to the green, then it gets to the flat level of the green, and then releases out to the hole. So for me, for this shot, I want to be landing the ball on the green, so that's where I've laid my towel, that's my landing zone. And I'm going to use my 56-degree wedge, which is the most lofted club in my bag. I'm not going for height. I'm using my 56-degree wedge because it's going to give me control on the rollout. As you saw with the first shot, the 8-iron chip and run, when I used the wedge it landed softly on the green and it didn't release out very much, and that's exactly what I'm looking for here. So that's why I'm going to choose my 56-degree wedge. So I'm going to have a couple of practice swings to get a feel for landing the ball into my landing area, and then from there I'm going to go and execute the shot. So perfectly onto my landing area and releasing out very with lovely control to the hole. So that's why I'd use a 56-degree wedge. What you don't want to be doing is landing the ball on the downslope, because that's going to kick the ball on too much. You want to always try and land the ball on a flat spot on the green, and then from there you can kind of have an idea of how that ball is going to release out to the hole. Okay, to summarise on what club you should be using around the green, an 8-iron is going to give you quite a lot of rollout, so bear that in mind. So you might want to be using your 8-iron if you've got nothing to go over and you want quite a lot of rollout to get the ball up to the hole. A pitching wedge is great if you want to have what we term as like medium rollout, and a 56-degree wedge is great if you want short rollout, so always bear that in mind. So always assess the lie that you've got around the green. Are you in a lot of rough? Is it a good lie? Is it a bad lie? Because that's going to help you decide what club you want to be using. And secondly, which is important, always identify your landing zone on the green. Try and make your landing zones a flat area on the green. Don't chip into an upslope if you can help it, and don't use a downslope if you can help it. Always pick a flat landing spot on the green, because you know what the ball's going to be doing once it gets into its landing zone, and that's going to help you choose what club you need to be using around the green. So I always assess the lie, I assess where I want my ball to land, then that helps me choose the club that I need to use around the green. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Don't forget to thumbs up the video and also post your comments below. Thank you very much for watching.